Hello, Flat Earth researchers, debaters and debunkers. Here's a little conundrum for us about the heliocentric model. How come all the planets in the alleged solar system are all on the same plane? How come we always see it illustrated like that? Why are there not planets going around the sun like this, but other planets going around like this, or like this? Like we are shown the nucleus of an atom or something like that. Why aren't there planets doing that? Did they all collide billions of years ago, just leaving all these planets on the same plane? And if you're going to start talking about the sun having an axis, or even the Earth having an axis, and other planets having an axis, because of what? Because they have magnetic poles? So if electromagnetism plays a role in planets or stars having an axis, then surely we are living in an electrical universe. And, you know, the inverse square law, which is applied to undetectable, invisible, unmeasurable gravity, is the same thing that applies to anything, whether it's a light bulb giving off light or a magnet or a magnet's magnetic field. These are all things that use the inverse square law that Newton started harping on about several years after it was actually conceived as the way electromagnetism works. I mean, you just Google or wiki a list of notable scientists throughout the ages. There are thousands that have done magnificent work. And when you just read about Einstein, Galileo, Newton, you know, these people were in institutions where it's, you know, dog eat dog world. They're you know, it's about, you see, flat earthers appreciate, respect and demand science. It's the scientists and the scientism that are an issue here. And all you've got to do is read about the troubles and strifes that all these scientists of note have gone through, and the ones that remain memorable or engraved in the history books are the ones of huge influence, and how much their work and their words have been twisted since their deaths is anybody's guess. But, you know, what we're dealing with here is the institutionalization of science by people with their own agenda for, as Mr. Lennon put it, maniacal means. Yeah? It's all about egos and protecting one's pride, and of course all the time, money and effort one might have invested in getting to a certain position, as well as achieving some actual science along the way. But, you know, anyone who's been involved in any kind of conflict with a colleague or kind of wrangle with someone where you end up justifying, we can all be guilty of being the proponent of bad things sometimes. We let our egos get the better of us. If we're striving for a position, we end up fighting for it, and this consumes us when we get involved in some kind of battle to try and prove one's superiority or justify one's career or work. We end up doing all sorts of crazy stuff, but least of all focusing on what we should be doing to ensure we're always getting transparent results by doing honest work. It's the human element of science that has become scientism that is the issue here. Science, since Newton's days, has been trying its best to put the workings of the universe and everything in it into a single equation. An impossibility, and one that just doesn't take into account the human element. Thank you.